tell us something about this startup. How did you get this idea?
Well, prior to founding Infinode, I was leading regulatory quality and compliance as a systems architect at Genentech. And a small content or a regulatory change would impact hundreds of documents costing millions of dollars. And there was no solution out there for this, for a massive challenge like this. And that was very much the inspiration for Infinode.
So do you use hackathons?
Well, initially, while I was conceiving the idea, I did attend a lot of hackathons. I think we are beyond that stage now. Been around for over 3 years now, so yes. But initially, I did use hackathons.
So in startups, I heard that people need to work for 24 hours, round the clock, So how is it in your company?
Well, it is pretty much true. We have a team in India, and a development team in India, and we have a marketing and sales here in the Silicon Valley. So it's pretty much a 24-hour shop. And as the CEO and the founder, you have to be pretty much hands-on with everything to make sure everything works fine. So I would agree to it. It is a 24-hour shop.
So how do you deal with the stress?
Well, what has really helped me is just the equanimity between head, heart, and the body, or meditation, or mindfulness. I think that's a great stress handling tool that has really worked well for me. Now again, this is something each individual has to find out and answer what works for him or her. This is what has worked for me very well.
So waterfall as a technology looks to be outdated in this fast-paced trend. So do you agree, and are you guys using agile?
Yes, of course. Agile is the way to go for software development. And in our field itself, like we have big data for documents. The amount of information that gets generated on a daily basis is just phenomenal. And the technology that was built 20, 30 years ago is just getting outdated. However, for enterprises, what's important is to make sure that you find a way to fit new wine in old bottle. It's the other way around. It's impossible to change user behavior. And that's exactly what Infinode does. We have a very powerful big data solution that runs at the back end, but integrates seamlessly with Microsoft Word. And we are the world's first and only solution to offer you the power of big data, text analytics, in just a click, right within Microsoft Word. So as an end user, you don't have to learn anything new. But yes, there is a whole new way of organizing and linking content, and that's what we bring to the table.
So what are the different tools and products used?
So, for big data, obviously your traditional databases are obsolete. The amount of information that we handle, your relational database is never going to handle that. We are using the latest and greatest NoSQL big data technologies to organize your content and intelligently link it. And there's a whole, a suite of components out there, and it's just a matter of figuring out for your particular solution what is the best option.
So how do you archive this huge amount of data?
So there are two things to it. One is the data needs to be current as well. You're using when you're creating documents, and especially when you're updating hundreds and thousands of contracts, you need to get information in a click. So there has to be an element that is available immediately. Now our system at the same time figures out what has not been used, or what are the older versions. It automatically does this archiving for you, just purely based on the usage. And that's one of those algorithms we have that's running in the backend that does this job for you. So we ensure that the content that is important to you is available to you right away, and what has not been used is automatically archived.
Beautiful. So one final question, how do you get the return on investment? Because it's a huge cost. How did you get the funding for your startup, and what returns are you expecting, and in what period of time?
So if you look at the market, we address 85% of the data that is in unstructured format. Now, organizations today take their decisions based on a tiny fraction of the data. It's almost like driving a car with the size of the windshield of that of an iPhone. It's pretty much impossible to do, but that's what enterprises do with their decision making. We bring you visibility into 85% of the data that was impossible to analyze. The market is huge. We started off with the life science market, which in itself is a $3.6 billion market, and eventually planning to expand to a much larger market in the finance and insurance area. So the market opportunity is huge. And this is what makes it exciting for the VCs to invest. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In general, anybody that uses text data, anybody that uses Word can use our product. And Word in itself is an $18 billion franchise. So that is what makes it extremely exciting for the VCs to fund our company.
Thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you.